they're off to the hotel, and we're here at King's Cross. Should I make a bonus video? No, I don't think so. Just kind of makes more. So, this is a whole new square, King's Cross Square. There used to be this bit built outwards, the departures. It's now just an exit only. You now enter through the new wing that they built on the left side of the building, King's Cross. The front was refurbished, the arches were cleaned up, and the electric wires were replaced with much more discreet looking ones. So King's Cross is the hub of East Coast services, which are now run by Virgin Stagecoach. It's also the home of several other operators, including Grand Central and what's that over there? First Hull Trains. So while the actual station itself is inaccessible due to the need for ticket barriers, which personally I don't like. You can't really see the station if you have to go through the ticket barriers, but you know, there obviously it stops fare evasion. But there is this amazing left wing which also serves as a local shopping centre. You can go through and have a look at, and it really is quite spectacular. So this is now the entrance to King's Cross railway station, with the actual station beyond the barriers.
Luggage unattended on the station. Luggage left unattended may be removed without warning or destroyed or damaged by the security services.
How would they damage it but not destroy it? Who knows? So this is the brand new left wing of the station of King's Cross. Platforms are accessible through there, or I think through here as well. You can get through. What else is at King's Cross? You have, oh yes, of course, Great Northern services, with the trains still in First Capital Connect livery, although they are no longer First Capital Connect, again just beyond the ticket barriers. And of course there's platform 9 3/4, which oddly enough is in the wrong place, as Tom Scott kindly pointed out in a recent episode of Things You May Not Know. But because of the way the platform arrangement is that there's now a platform 0, and when they're finished doing whatever they're doing, well, they might have finished.
Now look, they've even turned it into a shop.
Yeah, there's this whole thing. It's like 221B Baker Street. Yeah. It's a locational thing. No, I think they've changed it back now, so it is now in the right place. But for a while, 9 3/4 was actually at 8 3/4. But I think it's finished now, because obviously this whole thing is finished. And this is the Harry Potter shop, also conveniently located in King's Cross station. It's like 221B Baker Street. It's just the location. Exploiting the location. Oh, look at that chess set. That's amazing. What's this? There is a place for the train spotters. They have thought of us. Oh, that's great. So we have the Great Northern train, 2 Virgin trains East Coast 91s. Due to today's what weather?
Inclement.
What's that supposed to mean?
Not very nice.
It's usually wet weather. Who knows? It's very quiet. But then again, it's
Sunday night in the middle of the holidays.
yeah. So
Probably one of the quietest days of the year.
don't expect. Which means it's probably the best day to explore, isn't it?
Probably, yeah.
Obviously we can't go in there, but there's this lovely little place. So back into the courtyard, and right in front of us is London St Pancras station, which, although is technically a separate national rail station, it's connected as an interchange because the two share a tube station, making it a very complicated interchange. Yeah. There's other buildings around here. Are these new? Oh no, they're clearly old, but they're very well refurbished. Or are they new and made to look like they're old?
I think it's an old building.
So what was in between them before? Because that whole circle is new. So what was there before? Like an empty courtyard?
Good question. Don't know.
Perhaps it was an empty court.
Not sure.
Perhaps there was an empty semicircular.
It's not new. It's definitely not new.
Perhaps there was like an empty semicircular courtyard between the station and the building that they just thought this would be a great extension.
Might have just been a warehouse or the facade. I don't know.
Who knows?
Might have been part of King's Cross.
No, it wasn't. So here's St Pancras, which you can actually access St Pancras from the front, but the main entrance is from the side, because at the front is the hotel. Although there is a way through, it's not. It's just like it's like a side entrance, but it's at the front, and the front entrance is at the side, which is, so you can come through here, and then so this is the old original station. Then in front of it is a new secondary, much more modern, nice but slightly less spectacular concourse for the East Midlands trains, which they built to give Eurostar space. Also, the Eurostar actually goes in there as well, because their Eurostar trains are so long that they actually are too long for the original station. So when they rebuilt it, they had to add on an extension.
Why did they move from Waterloo to King's Cross? I'm glad they did. Why did they?
I think because Waterloo didn't have enough capacity, and because they built HS1, and I think it was more convenient for HS1 to be built here than Waterloo. I don't know. It's a good question, because they used to run along the southeastern main line at less than 100 miles per hour. So before they built HS1, who knows? So we come in, on top of us is side buildings. So the platforms are up there, and there's actually a place right and at the front where you can look out on it when you have the hotel behind you. I seem to have found an M&S. So this is technically the underside of St Pancras, where all the shops are. Like I said, the platforms are up here in the middle, and there is a place where you can come and look at them, which is where we're going now. That's the entrance to, no, that's the arrivals. So inside, between the shops, is the check-in with the security, although it's very quick. You just scan your bags, I think, and check your passport. It's like in an airport, and yet somehow it's just so much less stressful. Because, well, you can't exactly hijack a train, and oh yes, I forgot, the new E320s are now in service, and there's one now. So this is a brand new, completely new, less than 2 months old train. That is cool. Yeah. So here we are. Here's the front St Pancras, which is accessible to the public. This glass screen is an international border, sort of. I mean, it's a security border. It's not technically France, but it's beyond passport control. Somehow a fox managed to get through here once, which is very weird. So here we have an amazing view of the Eurostar platforms in the international section. You can see 3 of the old trains on the right and the brand new Volaro on the left. And there is, as I was saying, the exit through the St Pancras Hotel with an underground. Is that the underground? Yeah, there's a tiny entrance to the underground here, one of the smaller ones, and of course I think there must be an entrance to the hotel. So there's actually an apartment up there, so there is someone living up there at the top of St Pancras station. Like, how amazing is that? I think that's awesome. I would love to live here in this amazing station overlooking the Eurostar trains. love messing with the settings on this camera. Because I've got something to hold. Still, I can take long exposure shots so the people kind of disappear. Which is great if you've got a big crowd of people in front of what you're trying to photograph, because you can make them disappear. Camera magic, yay! So that's cool. Now, the final piece of the puzzle, we're going to go see the new half of St Pancras. Like I said, there's slightly less architecturally dazzling half where East Midlands trains and also Southeastern High Speed is housed. No idea. Also, Brian, I told you, you're supposed to put the toys under the tree, not all over it. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It looks like some kind of part-time restaurant or something. I'm really clueless. Apparently it's a champagne bar, but it's closed. Finally, here on the left is the wing of East Midlands trains run by Meridians and HSTs. I think on the other side of the Eurostar trains are Southeastern, and there's also the Thameslink train, Thameslink station, which I think is underground. I don't know how to get to the Southeastern train. I don't think you can go through it because the entrance is from... I think the entrance is downstairs and you have to go through a ticket barrier.
You want to go through?
We can't go through here, that's for sure. I'm talking about Southeastern. No, there's no need. We don't need to. No.
Would you like to?
No.
Would you like to? Yes, you would.
You can't. You need a ticket. It's a ticket barrier. Whatever. Okay, he let us through. That's cool. So, here's a view of the East Midlands trains. We've got platforms 1 and 2 are Meridians. There's also HST over there. So there we go. Good view of the East Midlands half. And like I said, the Eurostar platforms do actually stretch beyond the original station. As you can see, the Villaro does continue outwards. So yeah, so we're going to go see if we can manage get into Southeastern as well. There's also Thameslink down there, which is underground. It's not that interesting, so we'll leave Thameslink. And here is the entrance to Southeastern High Speed, which are domestic services running along HS1 to Kent. Great, so we're in once again. So here's the Southeastern half of the station with the javelins. I can't remember what class number they are. They're nicknamed Javelin because of the service that they ran during the Olympics, which is when these first started running. The Javelin service was like a high speed to Stratford to carry lots of people to the Olympics, and the name kind of stuck, so now the Southeastern High Speeds are known as Javelins. Officially, actually, it's written there. So this is the fastest domestic service in Britain, although it only goes as far as Kent. So here we are on platform 13, or pretty much at the end of the second building, and the platform continues even more. Like I said, the Eurostar trains are long, so they go all the way beyond both buildings. So they're about 18 carriages long, and I think the new ones are even longer. The Villaros, they're about 20 carriages long. It's huge. I just feel sorry for people who've reserved seats, and it turns out that their coach is right at the back of the train. They have to walk all the way up. So that was fun. The guy let us on the train and let us have a look around, just out of the blue. Showed us the cab. Showed us a bit of his job. He doesn't really want to be in the video though, which is cool. But hey, that was awesome.
Is this worth it?
That was amazing. Finally, one last piece of trivia. You see these benches, Dad?
Yes.
Do you know what they are?
Benches. There's obviously some colour scheme to them.
Not so much.
They're
But what do
made
you
out of
think
something, glass.
they are made out of?
Track.
The Olympic rings, which hung from the building in 2012.
Fantastic.
And they are now these little benches.
Definitely an Olympic theme going on.
They kept a bit of the ring and converted it into a bench, which is cool because, you know, during the 2012 Olympics you had the rings hang from the top. Right, so now we're going to head back to the hotel. It's the end of day 5. Tomorrow we go home, but first we spend a little bit of time with our cousins. We might go somewhere. Maybe. Maybe not. Day 6, it's Monday the 28th, I think, of December 2015. Oh, it won't be 2015 for much longer. So today we are meeting up with our cousins at Granary Square near King's Cross. But we have a few hours to go first. We were going to visit the British Library, but it turns out that unfortunately it is closed. So I don't know where we're going now, but at some point we might be able to ride a route master, which would make our collection of bus journeys complete.
British Museum?
Not that we're actually going anywhere, because like I said, Granary Square is just here. Yeah, and then we're going to go home. Now, because it was a lot cheaper to take a train to Crewe, and then from Crewe we're going to change onto a northern train, which to Piccadilly. My parents don't actually figure out what it's going via, whether it's going via Stockport or Manchester Airport. So we won't find out until we get on it, but to be honest, it doesn't matter that much because we have to get a taxi either way. So yeah, we get to see a bit of Crewe, which should be a good place to finish this video. Because, you know, Crewe is la creme de la creme of railway enthusiasm paradise. So here we are at St Pancras International. We just stopped to fill up Dad's Oyster card, and we're now looking for a route master bus. There are a bunch of buses, but they're all boring non-route master buses. Ah, a single decker. Now this is very rare. You don't usually get single deckers in London.
You don't usually get what?
Single decker buses in London. They're in the city centre, there we go. That's something incredibly rare and unusual, yet still boring.
Yes.
We found one, but I don't think they'll open the door for us. No, they have to get to the stop. Well, it's a route master, but it doesn't stop here. So we'll have to wait for another one. And we found one, we found a 390, and it's a route master, and it's stopping here. Bingo. Well, this is interesting. Let's go. Yeah, I'm holding on to the banners this time. Oh wow. It's got 2 stairways as well. Which is, it's got one at the back, like the old ones, and one on the right, like the new ones. It's old and new. I love it. And here's King's Cross. Oh, you know what? This is taking us to Granary Square. Isn't that? That's convenient. Oh well.
King's Cross Station, your way.
From up here we get a great view.
Yes.
That's the one we went.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's not actually, no.
It's a totally different train. So we get a good view of the approach to King's Cross. You can see some HSTs, 91s,
R5 trains, so we'll get home about 8.
Great Northerns, and as Dad was pointing out, a 180, which is totally not javelin. It's actually an Adelante going to Hull. And I think over there you can just see Granary Square.
Everywhere you go, the building.
Right near where we're going later. I don't know where we're
David,
going.
abandoned station.
Randall's Road.
Huh? David, old tube station.
Huh?
No, you missed it.
What are you talking about? Oh, there's HS1. I think we can see the head of the London Tunnel.
Is it with the... That's where I remember.
Yeah, we might have watched one.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see the tunnel. You can see the tunnel's HS1, and there is javelin. Now that's the one we were in.
That's the one we were driving in.
You can see the head of the London.
Javelin.
You could see the London end of the HS1 tunnel.
Exactly. That's
There it is. Look. Look.
You know, they're like the fountain.
And here's the, I think that's St Pancras Classic rail services. We're now passing Tufnell Park. We are quite a way out of the city centre now. So I think we're going to go all the way to Archway or some other point of interest and then take the 390 back to Granary Square. So here we are at Archway, where the bus terminates. I'm going to come down the back. So what I like about these buses, unlike most others, the window actually curves down with the seat, with the stairs. The stairs are much brighter, and from the outside of the bus you have this very interesting kind of twirly-whirly pattern, as you can see. And off it goes! So that was fun. Now we're at Archway, which is nowhere near where we need to be, but you know what? We've got time to kill, so why not? So here is Archway Underground Station, but I think we're going to get the 390 back to Granary Square from here. Trouble is, we have a lot of time, so we're just going to have to think of something fun to do. So here we are, here's the 390. Now we're going back to walk down a bit, we're going back to Granary Square. And here's Tufnell Park again. So we're back under the St Pancras, and again you can see the tunnel head. So we're under HS1, which is pretty awesome. I think we're here. Dad has alerted me to the fact that there is actually an abandoned tube station here called York Road, and there it is. Ooh, spooky. So here we are at Randall's Road, off the 390. We're right near Granary Square. We've still got a bit of time, so we might just go have a look at the abandoned tube station, because why not? There's another 390 heading up to Highgate. So this is York Road Station. I'm just filming between the fence. So it's actually been abandoned since 1932, which means it stood here as a disused station for 80 years, which is pretty unbelievable. It fell out, it was closed in 1932 because it fell out of general use because it was sited in a poor industrial area. But since 2008, with what they call New King's Cross or something like that, this whole area has been built up as a new, growing area. So there are actually proposals to reopen this tube stop. It's on the Piccadilly line actually. It's halfway between King's Cross and Caledonian Road. You can see HS1 with javelins in the distance. Between King's Cross and Caledonian Road, I'll show you a picture of where it is on the tube map. So yeah, the trouble is that even though it would be useful to the local regeneration, it is, like I said, abandoned for 80 years, so it would obviously, goes without saying that it would require a lot of work to reopen it. Well, that was interesting. We're now going to make our way over to Granary Square, where we're going to meet up with our cousins and have some light lunch. So, this is New King's Cross. We've stopped to look at the playground and I suddenly discovered that you can see King's Cross from here. So this is kind of the inner city, but literally just outside the city centre, and yet it's a totally different world. And you can see the back of King's Cross. Oh no, it's fenced off. Why have they done that? And we have found Granary Square. My camera battery is flat, so we have transferred to my phone. I remember during the summer these fountains release like mist, which is really good because when it's hot, this kind of mist is very refreshing. Right now it just seems to be water. But it's an incredibly cool square. It's a mix of new and old. You can see there are old tracks along the floor, as this was kind of a railway warehouse centre where, as the name suggests, they store grains. And we're right near King's Cross, and it's really great. You have a view of King's Cross approach over there, and there's even a viewing platform designed just for train spotters, which I may go and have a look at. So you thought the Christmas tree made of toys and St Pancras was weird? Well, think again, because this is a Christmas tree made out of sleds. How very London. Oh, and did I mention you could go inside it? So we've met up with our cousins. Turns out we're not eating at the Granary Square, but we will return there later. But they've booked us a restaurant somewhere else. We're going to go back, but now we're walking towards that restaurant. There's the Granary Square entrance to King's Cross St Pancras, and we're just kind of walking around aimlessly. There's a lot of interesting stuff at Granary Square. There's a canal. There's the bookshop boat, as seen on Londonist Limited, and there is also a viewing platform overlooking the approach to King's Cross St Pancras, which is cool. There's like some nice fountain installation. The fountain at Granary Square is brilliant. It's like it's a dancing fountain. I bet the guy who gets to program the fountain has a lot of fun. But it's pretty simple coding. Just make each one go up in patterns. These ones are very aesthetic, but slightly less interesting from a computing point of view. I think this may be our restaurant. I think it is. So we just ate and we're now heading back to Granary Square. Unfortunately, the viewing platform appears to be closed. And here is the canal. I'm not sure which canal it is. I'll probably leave a little thing here as soon as I've googled it. And there is the bookshop boat. So we have gone back to the hotel, picked up our bags, and we're now here in London Euston, preparing our train home. Like I said, we're not going direct. We are going to Liverpool Lime Street. So the train goes to Liverpool Lime Street. We change at Crewe for a local train. We don't know where it's going, but it doesn't matter because we're getting a taxi from whatever station we turn up at. Yeah, so the 1727 to Liverpool Lime Street, and they hasn't told us what platform we're at yet, so we're just waiting here. So, platform 13. There you go. Quite unusual they've told us this early. They usually wait until the last minute. And maybe the Liverpool train is a lot less crowded than the Manchester trains. So this is it, the Liverpool train. Sorry the camera's shaky. I mean, it's not my camera, it's my phone. It's difficult to hold still while I walk. We'll be travelling on 390, number 141. It is the city of Chester. We're in coach A, which means we have to go all the way to the front. Yay! So we made it to coach A, outside the train shed. Yeah, an interesting view at, well, the train shed. And we're off. Now leaving London Euston. So, you know, the Pendolino just arriving. So like I said, this train goes to Liverpool, but we will be changing at Crewe. And and here we are at Milton Keynes Central, our first calling on this service. We also stop at Tamworth, Lichfield and Crewe, and Runcorn as well, but we won't be on this train by then.
10 minutes ago.
This is Tamworth. Please take care when leaving the train. Make sure you have everything with you. This is Lichfield Trent Valley. Please take care when leaving the train. Make sure you have everything with you.
Hello and welcome back. Here we are at Lichfield, and disaster. There is a fatality on the line near Stoke-on-Trent. We're routed to go because the Stafford Crewe section is closed, so we have to cut across from Stoke to Crewe, but we can't go through Stoke either because of a fatality, so we may be stuck here for a while, which is bad. Well, we seem to be moving after about an hour, so that's cool. We won't have to use our alternate route we've just been planning via Sheffield after all. And we are now approaching Stoke-on-Trent, which we are passing but not stopping at.
Wales line.
So welcome back. Here we are at Kids Grove, separating from the West Coast Main Line to cut across from Stoke to Crewe, as the Stafford Crewe line is closed for engineering works. So we'll be going via the commuter line at Alsager. Right, Crewe, we have about 1 minute to run. Let's go. We made it. Well, we made it. So now on the Northern Service to Manchester Piccadilly. We still don't know which way this train is going, actually. Is it Stockport or Manchester Airport? We'll find out in a minute. And we have made it to Wilmslow. So we're back in Wilmslow. We'll get a taxi from here. If you enjoyed this video, check out other videos. I usually make little documentary films about my holidays, so you can check those out. I have a weekly show you can watch. I do train spotting videos every now and then. I used to do gaming videos, but I don't think I'm doing many more of those because they're not very interesting. Subscribe.